Help us. One can finish.
Aham bante papajjam yachami Tutiyampi aham bante papajjam yachami Tatiyampi aham bante papajjam yachami. Okay, she says. Kesa, Doma, Naka, Danta, Tacho, Danta, Naka, Doma, Kesa, Doma, Naka, Danta,
You hold it. Yes, yes.
What name you like? Sumat. His name is Bhikkhu Sumat.
It means now you are not met. Until you remain in the road as much as you can, you may be Sumat. Yes, that is legal name among the monks in the Sasana.
Sabda dukkha visarana nibbana satchikaranatthaya imani kasavam gaitva abhajeta manhante anukampan upadaya utiyanti sabda dukkha visarana nibbana satchikaranatthaya imang kasavam gaitva abhajeta manhante Tatiyanti sabba dukkha nissarana nibbana satchikaranatthaya imang kasavam gaitva abhajeta manhante anukampan upadaya sabba dukkha nissarana nibbana satchikaranatthaya etang kasavam tattva abhajeta manhante anukampan upadaya utiyanti sabba dukkha nissarana nibbana satchikaranatthaya etang kasavam tattva abhajeta manhante anukampan upadaya tatiyanti sabba dukkha nissarana nibbana satchikaranatthaya etang kasavam tattva abhajeta manhante anukampan upadaya Patisankha yoniso Jivaram Patisevami Yavadeva Sitasa Patighataya Punnasya Patighataya Nansanakasa Vatatapya Siddhi Sabha Sampassanam Patigataya Yavadeva Hirikopina Patichadanathani. Okasa Vandam Bhante Sabbam Naturagami Kavatame Bhante Maya Katam Punyam Samina Anumoditabam Samina Katam Punyam Mayham Databam Sadhu Buddham saranam gacchami Dhammam saranam gacchami Sangham saranam gacchami Buddham saranam gacchami Dhammam saranam gacchami Sangham saranam gacchami Ditiyampi buddham saranam gacchami Ditiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami Ditiyampi sangham saranam gacchami Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami Saranagamam Pāṇātipātā vīramani sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi Adinādānā vīramani sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi Abrahmacharya vīramani sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi Musāvādā vīramani sikkhapadam
samadhiyami.
Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Suramiraya majjapama daddhana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Samaneri Majjapama Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Natya vadita visuka darsana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Nachagita Vajita Visuka Dasana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Mala gandha vilekana dharana mandana vibhusanattana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Mala Gandha Videkana Dharana Mandana Vibhusana Thana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Chasayana mahasayana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Chasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Jata rupa rajata patigrana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Jata Rupa Rakatha
Project.
Rajatha Patigahanya Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Iman pabbajja dasa sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Imani
Imani
pabbajja
Papaja
dasa sikkhapadani
Dasa Sikkhapadani
samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Imani
Imani
pabbajja
Papaja
dasa sikkhapadani
Dasa Sikkhapadani
samadhiyami.
Samadhiyami.
Imani
Imani
pabbajja
Papaja
dasa sikkhapadani samadhiyami.
Dasa Sikkhapadani Samadhiyami.
Okasa
Okasa
vandami bhante
Vandami Bhante
sabbang aparadham
Sabbam Paparadam
amatame bhante maya katam punyam
Maya Katam Punyam
samina anumoditabbam samina katam punyam mayham databbam sadhu sadhu anumodami. Sama. Okay. Hereafter you are called Samaneri Sama. Both names begin with Sa. Samaneri Sama. Ordained in the Sima. Alright. Now, if you have any present to come here, Sona, you sit there, there's Sona. And Suman and Niratan. Alright. Now, if anybody has any gift to give to any of these newly ordained monks and Samaneri, come forward and make your offering. No. Look. Here is his former son. When he was layman, this is his son.
Bhavatulam rakkantu sabba devata sabba samdhanivayena sada sruti vantu te.
Venerable Bhikkhunis and Samaneri Sama, His Excellency the Ambassador of Sri Lanka to the United States, Mr. Samaneri and Mrs. Salvis. This is very historic occasion, not only for the Bhavana society, but for the Buddhism in general in the United States. When Emperor Ashoka, who lived in the 3rd century BC, gave up killing not as a vanquisher but as a victor, accepted Buddhism, built 84,000 pagodas to represent 84,000 aspects of the teachings of the Buddha. He thought he was a Buddhist. And he thought he established Buddhism. When he went to a very senior monk and told him, "Sir, I have done so many things, built so many pagodas, enshrining the relics of the Buddha all over the United States. I now feel very happy." I'm sorry. It is nice if you build all over. All over India. Now I feel I am a Buddhist. And Buddhism is established. This senior monk said, "No, Maharaja, no, not yet. You have one more thing to do." What is that? You have to give one of your son or daughter to the Sangha. Make him a bhikkhu or bhikkhuni. Is it so? I can do it. We had only 2 sons, one son and one daughter. And he asked them, "Do you like to become a monk? Do you like to become a nun?" "Yes, sir. To respect you, to honor you, to make you feel happy, we would become monk and nun." They are prince and princess, not ordinary people. And they accepted this challenge and became monk and nun. It did not end there. Emperor Ashoka called 3rd Buddhist Council to recodify the teachings of the Buddha in the 3rd century BC. And then, in order to spread the Dhamma, the teachings of the Buddha, he sent missionaries to all neighboring countries. Then he thought, "I must send my own daughter and son to my friend's country." What is his friend's country? He had a friend, unseen friend, pen pal, with whom he had corresponded. That was Devanand Piyatissa in Sri Lanka. None of them had seen each other. Emperor Ashoka sent as a special gift his own son and daughter to Sri Lanka as a monk and nun. A monk was Mahinda, nun was Sanghamita. Monk went there established Buddhism and order for the Sangha. When he went there, he went with 4 other bhikkhus, because without 4 bhikkhus, highly ordained bhikkhus, no higher religious, Buddhist religious ceremonies can take place. Therefore, 4 other bhikkhus and Mahinda went to Sri Lanka and preached the Dhamma to Ashoka's, his father's friend, Devanampiyathissa. And he said to Devanampiyathissa, "Sir, you have accepted Buddhism, you have learned the Dhamma. Do you think Buddhism is established in Sri Lanka?" He said, "Yes." Mahinda said, "No, it is not established in Sri Lanka. Until and unless somebody born in this country, in this soil, from a parent of this country, become a monk and nun, Buddhism is not established in this country." Then, modern person in Sri Lanka, born in Sri Lanka, and established Buddhism there. I don't mean to say this is the first time an American-born, Canadian-born persons became monks and nuns. There has been several occasions in the United States when American-born people were ordained, and some may have left the road, some have left the country. Friends, in the history of Buddhism in the United States, there have been many people who wanted to become monks and nuns. Establishing the order of nun is something extremely difficult. Almost it has been impossible. Because 1500 years ago, Buddhism or Buddhist nuns order has become ineffective, almost defunct in certain countries like Sri Lanka, Thailand, Burma, and even India. And therefore, many traditional, conservative, orthodox monks and some lay people believe re-establishing the order of Bhikkhuni Sangha is impossible. We studied Vinaya, we read Vinaya book, I did some research to find out whether it is true or not. I found out that there is a possibility for ordaining Bhikkhunis even today. Therefore, we, with the help of all these venerable monks, who also are very learned in Vinaya and Dhamma and Abhidhamma, Sutra, Vinaya and Abhidhamma, with the help of all these monks, in addition to ordaining these 2 people who are trained here, we decided to ordain that lady as a novice. This morning, I announced that there were 3 candidates, Sona and Sumati, waiting for ordination. After lunch, we found another candidate who has been a monk in different tradition, and he wanted to receive high ordination here. That is this Japanese monk. So now we have 3 bhikkhus and 1 Samaneri ordained in this place. And therefore, these venerable monks have already ordained some ladies in California. Therefore, I don't claim to be the first. This may not be the first. I cannot say that I create a precedent. But I, in support of what these venerable monks have already done, decided to go ahead with Sama's ordination. And I'm very happy, very glad and grateful to all these monks and all these lay disciples who came to give us full support, wholehearted support to make this ordination ceremony and Sima establishment ceremony a success. I don't want today's ceremony became little longer than we expected because of unexpected new candidates, and also things happen to be repeated several times. We took little longer time. I hope, since the weather is so beautiful, sitting outside like this under shades may not hurt you that much. Therefore, I don't think it has been too much, too long, too boring for you. If it is so, I apologize. And at the same time, I thank you once again for coming and participating in this very noble ceremony. Now I request this newly ordained before I ask this newly ordained bhikkhus and Samaneri, I think bhikkhus may speak, Samaneri may not speak, not because of any discrimination. Samaneri feels that she should not speak. I requested her earlier, and she said, let me speak some other time, not this time. This is the first time I entered the order. Let me be trained myself and get myself conditioned to that kind of life. And then later on, I will speak. Today, not today. Therefore, I may not ask her to speak. Before that, I will ask Venerable Dr. Ratanasara, the President of Southern Buddhist California, Southern California Buddhist Sangha Council, and the President of the American Buddhist Congress, to speak for about 5 minutes. Venerable sir.
Mahasangha, His Excellency, the Ambassador of Sri Lanka in the United States, and friends. Well, this is the United States of America, right? But people are faced with big problems nowadays, especially in the big cities. You go to Chicago, go to New York, go to Los Angeles, San Francisco, bunch of mad fellows, drunkard fellows, drug-addicted fellows, fully armed with guns and all kinds of weapons, are haunting around the big cities. So this is not a little minor problem. So here we are faced with situation between life and death. A sensible person cannot drive in the freeway. They come and shoot. This is the order of the day nowadays. Situation here may be a little less. Virginia seems to be a good place compared to the other parts of the country. So I think pretty soon people will come to places like this, because people would like to live long. So, at a period like this, it is very interesting to find the Bhavana Society Virginia has found a place for people, those who seek refuge. Now, this country has been giving facilities for foreign refugees. Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam is like this. But now, we have to do refuge in this country for our own people here. So, it is heartening to see few people around this area have seen the importance of this project, this Bhavana Society. As somebody mentioned today, I would like to request Dr. Gunratana to have an English translation of that name Bhavana Society, so that the people around here will understand what it is. Otherwise, they may think this is a project come from Havana. So, Please put the name in English also so that many people will come here as a meditation center. So it is a very good thing we have taken a lot of trouble in starting this center. And so it is not only the ordinary people. Here we have some good people who have intended, who have dedicated their life to this order, sasana. This is a very encouraging result to find 3 persons here to join the order and have a Buddhist life here. And in particular, a female candidate also was found. I have to tell you a secret here. The moment I heard that this little girl was to be admitted to the order and get the high ordination altogether, it was I who objected. I vehemently objected that she should not be admitted to the high ordination at once. And we forgot to mention who the people in Los Angeles. It was whenever Piyananda, who is here, he brought this message to me, say that another girl is interested in becoming a nun there. So with my guidance and with my leadership, we have established Bhikkhunis Asana particularly in California, Los Angeles. So I hope this may have been influenced whenever Dr. Gundathan also to think that he may get support. As he mentioned, Theravada countries, monks do not support this idea. So, but we took bold enough to introduce this new system, that is for the female candidate to enter the order as Bhikkhuni. This is not a new thing. During the Buddha's time, Buddha allowed this to continue. But at the same time, I have to tell you something, because this is a new beginning again. Therefore, the candidates who join this order will have to be very, very, very careful. Because it is not that it is a discrimination there, but the situation is different. The Theravada tradition is, compared with other tradition, it is rather conservative. So we should not blame the monks, the Sangha, for being reluctant to this thing. There are certain reasons to consider. So therefore, I hope that the Samaneri who was admitted to the order today will have these ideas in mind and lead an exemplary life, so that many more women may be able to join the order and do their bit to improve their own situations and help the others. So we are very happy for making this opportunity to get this idea popularized. So it is very easily, the American way of thinking, you see, people are very easy to say that they attribute certain motives, but those motives are not correct altogether. Please try to understand the traditions. These Asian Buddhist traditions are quite different. So this has to be understood. If you really understand, see how much trouble these monks have been taking today in selecting these candidates to admit to the order. It was in a full 100% democratic way. The situation was examined, they were asked questions, then it was enough to the community of monks, and then the monks said yes, it's okay to admit them to the order. So now you have today 3 ordained, high ordained monks and Samaneri. So it's a very special historic occasion. So the people who have come here and seen the conditions here, I appeal to you all to tell this message to your own friends and get many people to help and support this Bhavana society here, and so that we may provide greater refuge to people who are living in the cities. So many more hermitages, many more forest dwellings like this may be open, and so that people can live happily without any danger. So now, I don't want to take much of your time. Today we are considering very seriously the state of Buddhism in this country. It was yesterday that His Holiness Dalai Lama, the exiled Buddhist leader, he came to New York. Before he came to New York, he was in California, particularly Los Angeles. He has been represented to many forums, and very huge publicity, media publicity was given in large way. So now this was a good thing. So what we are trying to do today is to forget the differences between different sects and trying to get all these Buddhist traditions and to work together. This we have been doing very successfully in California, especially in Los Angeles. And we are going to promote this idea so that people here, Americans will understand that these Asian Buddhists are also not bad after all. You see, they are very simple-minded, they are very hospitable, and they know very many good qualities. So I think the mixture of these traditions, habits, culture, and everything will make you wonderful citizens in this country. So today, this ceremony was a very successful event, and we hope we will tell people that here is a place here where you can live happily and peacefully and to perform their own religious activities. And again I appeal to you all, please provide all support to develop this place and many more places like this. By doing that, you are achieving, you are getting merit. With the help of these meritorious deeds, may you all can expect, and that we all expect to save our own continued life, and finally we expect to reach that final state which we call Nibbana. Let us everybody hope for that peaceful state. Please. Thank you.
Now I call upon Sona to speak a few words.
Especially as I indulged for 5 minutes, I'm still falling off. I didn't prepare any speech for this moment because I wondered what I would say. I didn't want to interfere with what I would feel at the moment. What I feel is gratitude, and gratitude to Bhante Gunaratana, who's taken so much time and energy to help me along in the 7 months I've been here. I arrived in the beginning of December.
On my birthday.
On his birthday, yes. And he's been a friend and a teacher, and spiritual guide to me for that time. And so many others here. I spent the whole winter becoming a carpenter. I've never had a hammer in my hand before. We had to build buildings. We had to go to the dump, take the garbage out, all kinds of things, a lot of work. And so many people worked with me. Bhante and Sarah showed me how to hold a hammer properly. Sumati was out all the time. He took me to some caves, a wonderful adventure in some caves. We'll have to tell you about that later. Sama cooked all those days, many meals. And I'd also like to express my gratitude to my mother and my aunt who came. My aunt came from California, my mother from the west coast of Canada, who all the way here. And I was so glad to see them because in this society, basically most people are not ready to accept their son going off to be a monk. It's a very unusual thing. And it's strange and idea. And I'm so glad that my mother's and aunt and my father and sister and so forth are open-minded enough to accept it. And it comes from love. I would wish for anybody who finds himself in that situation to have an understanding that it's wrong. Know that ordination is for the best for all of us. And I think that's all I have to say for now, because the other speakers say.
I'd like to start by thanking all of my friends, all of you, for coming. Over the last few years, I've been asked the same questions again and again, and especially the last few weeks, the last few days. Those questions were, why would someone who has been married for 23 years, who has a very peaceful marriage, with lots of love and caring, and 2 very considerate children, want to become a monk? Why would someone who has their own business, who is quite prosperous materially, who can travel throughout the world unencumbered with concerns financially, want to give that up and become a monk? Why would someone who is in the prime of their life, physically, emotionally, intellectually, want to make those sacrifices and go forth and become a monk? I'll try just to take a couple of moments to answer those questions for all of you who have been asking that to me again and again. I certainly did not become a monk because of the attractiveness of the robes. I didn't become a monk because of the free haircuts. New style. I didn't even become a monk because of what the robes may represent in people's minds. I became a monk because I believed there's no other structure on the face of this planet, in the world, that could support the work of gaining clarity of mind. We are in such a state of suffering, each individual, in many ways that we're not aware of, in very gross ways, very subtle ways. The only way to get beyond that suffering is to look within, to truly understand the world as it is, to see things as they are, to get rid of our defilements, the confusion, and the delusion. Out in the material world, it's very difficult to spend the time to have that level of virtue, to be able to concentrate, to be able to look within to understand how things really are. So the reason that I have chosen to become a monk is because I know that this life, with your support, the support of my fellow monks, provides the greatest opportunity to move beyond samsara and achieve enlightenment or reach Nibbana.
2-3 minutes. Bhikkhu Piyaratne is his new name. Yes.
This is not my abrupt or hit upon idea to join Theravada or Sampada Ordination. I had been long time bhikkhu of Zen Buddhism, sort of Buddhism, and I had been quite satisfied with my own practice, that is Zen practice, that is pure absorption, self-absorption, that is called Samaneri or Shikantaza, that is very famous by Zen master Dogen's Shobogen's True Eyes of Dharma, and that is quite widely read in the world. But somehow, from very, how to say, original point of my motivation in Buddhism, I had very clear or simple idea. I should be real disciple of the Buddha. I should be direct disciple of the Buddha. Not manipulated, not adapted, not so to say changed to times and to cultures, traditions, and so to say so-called political or economic structures or conditions of the samsara. Dhamma or body should be unchanging, but so far as we are, so to say, changing anicca, ourselves are anicca, therefore it is quite impossible, quite difficult to how to say, to retain the originality, the purity of Dhamma, as it was exactly taught by and practiced by the Buddha. But my wish was only to achieve this Dhamma, exactly attained, tested, and inherited by, so to say, this direct disciples of Buddha. Therefore, after joining the Japanese sort of sect Buddhism, I went to India and stayed in India. Just because to learn, to study, to practice how they put on their chivara, how they eat, how do they sleep, how do they practice meditation. Because what I had studied in Japan is all Japanese tradition. They only put on chivara when they chant, when they go to funeral service, this and that. When finishing all these ceremonies and rituals, they put off all chivara and they put on, so to say, laces and they kimono, whatever. And they disguise sometimes, they cover their bald head, shaven head with the bare head, or a soft hat, or a soft hat like this. And they have no pride, no responsibility with on their, so to say, life as a ordained bhikkhus and bhikkhus. Therefore, I didn't like this, so to say, manipulation of tradition, even though this is sort of general situation, general opinion that we should retain, we should understand each other. We can maintain their own tradition. But I'm not so much, so to say, broad-minded man. I'm very, very narrow-sighted man. I'm very straightforward man. Therefore, I don't care about this. Then somehow I was shocked by this discrimination to say that is very expected by me, because when I was in India, I was many times discriminated by these Theravada people. They never admit me to Sima when they do Pasampada or Ordination. That is quite true. They should, so to say, be strict to retain, to maintain their, so to say, purity of order. Then what can I do to get into this order? Then I must, so to say, accept their denial, their tolerance. Then this is, so to say, you will feel, or when you feel this is very abrupt or very sudden decision or temptation or attraction. But this is not true. That is not true. I have been a long time cherishing this idea.
Don't cherish the idea.
To be direct disciple of the Buddha. Then I'm very, very happy and grateful to especially Tiana Nabante and Mathematics Nabante and this Shirananda and other all months without almost unconditionally. This is very, very, how they say, friendly acceptance, because this is very, very extraordinary and exceptional acceptance, I feel. And I just say thank you. Thank you very much.
Now this is, in fact, is his birthday gift. Today is his birthday. He wanted to keep it a secret. I don't want to keep it a secret. It is his birthday, and that is birthday gift. Thank you very much. I call upon His Excellency Ambassador of Sri Lanka to speak few words for the occasion.
I want to thank the for affording all this opportunity by having this historic ceremony to enable some Americans and preach the message peace and the doctrine of Buddhism. They went out to the world, particularly Asian countries, and he conquered the hearts and minds of all the people of Asia who became Buddhists and accepted him as their leader, or you may say so, as their king, undeserved. It is in keeping with that great tradition that today monks from the Asian countries have come to this country to carry forth that message. And I'm happy that they have succeeded in their efforts in conveying this message, and that today two Americans, Canadian, three of us, that are Canadian and the Japanese, have decided to become Buddhist monks. You see the Buddhist flag here today. It is the international Buddhist flag. This flag was designed by a great American whom we honored in our country, the late Colonel Henry C. Walcott. And I think the Americans can take pride that it was one of their sons who designed this flag. To study Theosophy and Buddhism, he was convinced that this was the religion, that this was the teaching that would save mankind from destruction. He set about doing all what he could to restore Buddhism. At a time when Buddhism, when attempts were being made by the colonial powers who came to our part of the world to destroy it, he founded Buddhist schools in Sri Lanka. He went out to all the countries of Asia and urged them to take pride in the great religion that they have been heirs to. And thanks to him and his associates in Sri Lanka who gave him all the support, today Buddhism has been able to survive the efforts to destroy the religion. Sri Lankans are a grateful people. He opened Buddhist schools when there were no Buddhist schools except Christian and Catholic schools in the country. And in accordance with that tradition, the Buddhists in Sri Lanka, the Buddhist schools, on his birthday, observe a holiday as a tribute to this great man. Not only that, the people of Sri Lanka put up a statue in the heart of the city. The only foreigner we have recognized and honored in Sri Lanka. A statue to Colonel Henry C. Walcott. And every year on his birthday, the US Ambassador to Sri Lanka, the Mayor of Colombo's capital city, and a Minister of State in government join in paying homage to him. A special ceremony in the heart of the city. That is our sense of gratitude. And it is in that same sense of gratitude that our monks are here. The same sense of compassion which people had that they have come to this country as they have gone to other countries. To share with them this great religion, this great teaching, so that the others may benefit and find a way or find their salvation. So we are particularly happy that it has been possible for the Sri Lankan people, through their distinguished monks who are here, to continue in that great tradition and to give to the American people the rich doctrine and book that we have been answered. I want to say how grateful I am to Venerable Dr. making all these arrangements to make it possible to have this historic ordination ceremony. The monks who have chosen the path to go there, I wish them all success in their efforts to find true happiness, to find the truth as explained in his doctrine, and that they will achieve the goals that they have set themselves. the obstacles are many, but the obstacles will always be a matter of mind. It's not physical obstacle that they have to contend with. And you cannot get a better atmosphere than this setting in which you can concentrate your efforts in achieving the highest state of this environment. And I wish you all success in your efforts. There's one thing more I want to tell you, that is that the Smithsonian Institute is organizing to support the Embassy of Sri Lanka and with the entire initiative, a 3-month exhibition on Theravada Buddhism. It will be held from September to December. I have had continuous discussions with the Directorate of the Smithsonian Institute, and they are getting down artifacts from Los Angeles and other parts of the United States. There will be an exhibition. 5 rooms have been allotted for this purpose. The inaugural ceremony will be done in accordance with Theravada tradition, with Buddhist monks from Sri Lanka participating. And we hope that, and there will be film shows, slides of Buddhism in the different parts of Asia, but a special emphasis on Theravada Buddhism, which Buddhism has been in Sri Lanka. So I want to convey this to you so that you can look out for this opportunity of familiarizing yourself with Buddhism as you have seen it through the ages. And I hope that it will be possible for most of you to benefit from this exhibition. I want to thank you again for giving me this opportunity and the privilege of being associated with this historic ceremony. And I wish the monks all success in their journey. Thank
you. Represents a turning away and a giving up. A turning away from the things of the world, turning away from some of the ways of the world. The giving up of some of the way that the world identifies a person. A new name, a new appearance, a different relationship to things, to objects. Letting go of possessiveness, of ownership, a model of a new sort of value. A new kind of purpose. A purpose which is fresh and needed in the West. A purpose which is not acquisitiveness. It is not ownership. This morning, are here because of the recognition of enough people that supporting this endeavor has a unique value. That supporting this endeavor is not giving up something of oneself, but it's giving up the concept of self. Isn't it an amazing thing that there has been enough recognition of the importance of giving up self through the years, that Buddhism is here today So I think this ceremony and this ordination represent an alternative value to the world, which the world needs for its survival. More than 90% of all species that have ever existed no longer exist. I think it is an open question whether the human species can learn balance with the environment, can learn political balance, can learn economic balance, social balance, to survive as a species. The value of transcending self, I think, is necessary to that endeavor. Buddha said, one should not consider oneself superior to another or inferior to another or even equal to another, because the relationship of self to anything is a mistaken concept. Whose mind is liberated? Whose mind is bound? I think no one's mind is liberated. I think no one's mind is bound, because mind is not the possession of a thing called self. So the giving up and the turning away are of possessiveness, of ownership, private ownership, acquisitiveness, competition, domination, subjugation, the relationships which have caused havoc in the world through years, and which cause greater havoc now, given population pressures, technology, new destructive systems. And it represents a turning away and a giving up of self. It even represents a turning away and a giving up of something else. The Buddha was once asked, why are those dwelling in the forest calm and peaceful, of pure life, so radiant? The world needs the example of what is enough. The West, with its riches, is a wonderful, beautiful place for that example to begin. Seems to me those who have more of material well-being have got to be among those that look beyond material well-being, the things which support life. Turning away from self, turning away from possessiveness, even turning away from past and future. But turning toward what? The Buddha said, bhikkhus, there is a realm in which there is neither earth, water, nor fire. Not endless space, not infinite consciousness, neither perceptions nor non-perceptions. There is an unconditioned, an unborn, an uncreated, and therefore liberation is possible. That the alternative to some of the destructive tendencies which seem very prevalent in the world today, that alternative has survived down through the centuries and has found a place here. And where is here? And it's not these acres. Was these hearts and minds.
Now, to conclude today's ceremony and to propose the vote of thanks, I would call Venerable Yoga Vajra Bhikkhu Rahul to come and propose the vote of thanks.
Many thanks have already been given, but to sort of make it official as a way of closing, and on behalf of the Bhavana Society in general, and in particular in the context of today's activities, on behalf of the native-born North American people who have taken ordination and who are living here, I would like to thank all of the Venerable Mahasangha coming from all different countries for gracing this occasion, and to thank the Honorable Ambassador to Sri Lanka for his very inspiring words about Colonel Alcott, and probably thanks to the 3 individuals or 4 individuals themselves who took ordination, because without them this ceremony also wouldn't have taken place. So, I think we'll just begin with that. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for coming and bearing up with the flies, the mosquitoes, and the long hours and the aching bones. And now I think we'll be having refreshments back in the hall, yes, to alleviate. So I thank you again for all of your participation in this event. Sri Lankan people, Bahoma students.
You want to take us our return reports.
Let both of you come forward for a picture. Yeah. Yeah.